So, good morning or good night, depending on where you are in the world, and welcome to another album review of The Shield Dude on a Couch. I'm your host, Hector, and today we're going to talk about the fourth album by Wintersun, which is a Finnish folk death metal band, and this album is called Time II, and this is a very highly anticipated record because it follows their Time I from 2012. So this is a band that, I gotta say right off the bat, I'm not really like a huge fan. So it's not like I was anticipating Time II. I really didn't care. Like if it came out, good. If it didn't, oh well, my life would have continued fine. So I remember when Time I came out in 2012, a lot of friends that I knew from Puerto Rico that listened to bands told me that that was like one of the best albums of the year. And I remember listening to it, but I think I enjoyed more that Me Oblivis Caris record that came out that year. So that Wintersun album, I thought it was fine. I had not listened to Time I in a long time. So to prepare for this review, I went ahead and re-listened to Time I and then listened to Time II multiple times so I could get a feel of the two albums. Because, there's a lot of controversy with this. The main man, Jari, and I'm not gonna try to say his last name because I'm gonna butcher it. The band they did like Patreons, campaigns to fund them. And I remember earlier this year, they said that Time II was already going to be released, but they again asked for more money. And I was like, what the fuck? Like if the album is already completed, why would you ask for more money from the fans? Since I wasn't invested in it and I didn't send him 1 cent, well, he didn't took my money. If he took your money, like I want to see where is that money being invested. Like, show me the receipts. Did you put a jacuzzi in the recording studio? Like, I remember him like playing guitar in the jacuzzi. It's like, yeah, jacuzzi, right off. Take it off the taxes. But jokes aside, like when a band asks for money, sometimes recording is expensive. Doing everything costs. But did they need that much money to complete this album, and did it make the album better? So when you have an album that it's 12 years in the making, you have that situation like when it happens like to Guns N' Roses, Chinese Democracy, where it took so fucking long to get out, and at the end it was a big old mess. Same with Tool, Fear Inoculum. It took a lot of time and finally came out, but there's a difference with those two albums. They didn't ask for your money, but Wintersun did. So I listened to Time I again, and I think it's a solid record, but I gotta be honest, this is not the type of music that I enjoy. So to me, Wintersun I, yeah, it's fine. It's a well-produced record, and they have that folky element with that like Japanese Asian music. And Time II really sounds very similar to it. It's a continuation, obviously, of that sound. It's 6 tracks, but out of the 6 tracks, there's like 2 instrumental tracks and then 4 real songs, and it's 48 minutes in length. So the sound of this record, there's a lot of shit going on. It sounds like, there's orchestration. Yes, it's ambitious, and it's good to see that maybe some of the money that they asked went into this. But I can't help but feel that, like, this is an album that they need so much money to complete this. I think maybe they were overthinking it, or Jari was trying to be a perfectionist. He wanted the guitars and everything to be right, and the sounds. And yeah, there's some good guitars here on some of these songs, but sometimes I don't know. It's an album. It wasn't an easy listening for me. I can appreciate some stuff, but let me tell you, the album starts with a song called Fields of Snow, and it's a 4-minute fucking introduction. It's like instrumental, and it sounds like the soundtrack to a anime film. And I don't give a shit about anime films, so it's not my cup of tea either. So yeah, that's what it sounded. I'm like, do you need like a 4-minute intro to get to the record? Like, come on, move the fuck along with the record. You know, you're fucking boring me in the first 4 minutes. And Time One had like a similar intro, but it was shorter. And it got into the other track, so I think it sounded more immediate. But when you have like a 4-minute introduction track that does nothing to enhance this, I think it's a waste of time. Yes, it is a waste of time to have like a 4-minute Fields of Snow that it just builds momentum, but it should have been shorter. It could have been 1 minute and it would have been fine. And then it goes into a long track on the record, The Way of the Fire, and yes, it's bombastic. There's folk elements, there's death metal elements, there's some great guitars on it, but it sounds sometimes so pristine, so beautiful that I don't know. It's sometimes it sounds too pretty for me. I like sometimes some raw grittiness to the music. So no, this doesn't have it. And then they have like a shorter track with On With the Shadows, like a 5-minute. And that one, I think the short time for that song really helped it more for me. And then it goes into the other like instrumental, like 3 minute something, Ominous Clouds, where you start like to listen to rain effects and stuff, and it goes into Storm, which I would say was my favorite track of the record. But like, did they need like that Storm effects? What did they record outside? Some sounds of like rain or storms, or like did they put music for it to like sounded more like grandeur? Like I don't know. And but even though Storm is good, it's like 12 minutes or 13 minutes, but it really ends like at 9:50, and then you have like instruments and rain, and it takes a long time to get to the last fucking song on the record, which is Silver Leaves. And that one is okay, you know, it kind of drags a little bit at some moments, and then you have that Asian sound that I don't know why. I thought I was like at a teppanyaki, and I was ready to eat my food, but the food never came. But yeah, in a nutshell, you know, this is an album that, yeah, I gotta say, you know, the band is ambitious. You know, it's an ambitious try, you know, like, but the problem with these types of record that take too long is like there's a lot of overhype, and this is an overhyped record for sure. It's not a bad record, but it's also not worth the millions of dollars that the Wintersun fans paid for it. You know, like I think the return on investment is it's kind of low. You know, it's an okay record. It's you know, it's good that it's finally out, and Wintersun fans can say like finally, no more time to wait for Time 2. But to me, the good thing is that I wasn't a fanboy of this band, so I can listen to it objectively. And yeah, listening to Time 1 and Time 2 as a whole, I think they're okay records. I think if I had to name which one I think I like more, I think Time 1 probably I liked it more. Maybe it's a shorter run time, more cohesive. And on this one, I felt like there was a lot of filler thrown into it, just to, I don't know, make it longer. And when you have a record that, you know, it takes so long to put out, you're just shooting yourself in the foot, because a lot of people are going to be expecting a lot of things. So I think at the end of the day, Time 2 by Wintersun, it's an okay record. I'm not going to listen to it again. This is not the style of like music that I really like. I'm not really a fan of folk, and this album is so full of cheese. There's so much cheesiness to the tracks, and even that cheesy intro that, you know, I can live without. But I want to know from you, Couchers, what did you think of Time 2 by Wintersun? Was it worth the wait and the money that you spent on it? If you did spend on money, tell me down below in the comments how much did you spend, and if you're not satisfied, do you want a refund? Let me know. And if you like the videos that I'm putting out, do not forget to give me a like and do not forget to subscribe. That helps me with the YouTube algorithm to get to more people like yourself. So until next time, Couchers, this is Hector, the Shield Dude on Couch, and I'll see you all right here on the couch. Thank you and goodbye.